Would you say that?
Make a little extra for the chef.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the secret.
There you go.
Always make a little extra.
Yeah.
Good to meet you, Kim.
Oh, and you serve the rice on top, it looks like. Okay.
Right here. Yeah, come on, and we'll
Interesting.
take the delivery and fry it later. Now these are firecracker shrimp.
Oh.
What we've done is marinated tiger shrimp in a little cayenne and hot sauce.
Okay.
And then we bread it.
Okay. And then
so underneath this breadcrumb is just a little kick of cayenne. That's the firecracker.
Okay.
So you have the two firecracker shrimp.
Okay.
Now, I like it to look like it came from the sea, so we're going to here are our claws here.
Okay. Very nice.
Yeah. A little wedge that goes on the side. Mm-hmm. And I have here a black mustard that I created.
Oh.
And so we're just going to give it a little drizzle.
Wow. Work
and
of
then
art.
right down the middle.
A little parsley.
There's a little parsley. And
that looks incredible.
That is the etouffee.
Wonderful. I can't wait to sample it.
So,
oh, yum. Thank you so much. Okay. I cannot wait to dig in. This looks so delicious. I think I'm going to take the lemon, squeeze a little bit on here. Oops. I get a little bit of the shrimp and rice in here. This is wonderful. Oh, absolutely wonderful. I've got to try the firecracker shrimp. Very good. This has been wonderful. I'm definitely sold, and I'm definitely coming back. All right, so your real name is Eric Austin, is that right?
Yes, that is right.
Okay, but they call you Big E?
Yeah, it's one of those names that stuck in high school varsity football. Since I was a little short running back,
yeah,
you know, you get the name. Yeah, that's the big man right there.
All right. Okay.
So you got Big E, and if I can stand up and show you a profile.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it just became one of those nicknames that.
Okay, just kind of stuck with you.
I decided to capitalize on.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. Let's talk about the restaurant business. What made you decide to open up a soul food restaurant?
Well, I've been a chef for some 20 years, working in restaurants throughout the South, New York City, and all the while putting together a little bit more of a puzzle. And once I came to Minnesota and discovered that there was no soul food, so to speak, it just became time. It just became an opportunity that presented itself. And while I'd worked at these other restaurants for 20 years, gaining a little bit more knowledge, always putting it together, it was time. So,
okay, sounds good. Now, where are you from originally?
Originally from Indianola, Mississippi.
Mississippi, okay.
Just south of Jackson. But I stayed there until I was about 9 and 10 years old. My grandparents raised me. And then it was New York. And so it was back and forth from New York to, in the summer, you know, your parents ship you back to
Sure, yep. Okay.
And it was one of those, there's nothing to do down there.
Right.
They go, exactly. So.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what brought you to Minnesota then? How did that happen?
Actually, it was music.
Okay.
To Minnesota. I got a grant to study at McPhail School of Music.
Oh, sure. That place has been around for eons.
Yeah. And I had a music instructor in New York, High School of Music and Art.
Okay.
Where I attended. That's all the art. And so while attending the High School of Music and Art, one of my professors came and said, fill out this application, and you think to yourself, nobody ever gets these things. Here.
Sure.
And then some years later,
it actually materialized for
we'd
you.
like you to come to study. So
okay, interesting. The restaurant itself, how long have you been in business or in this location?
Well, Valentine's Day, this past Valentine's was our second year in business.
Okay, awesome. Well, I tell you, you've got quite a place here. I mean, the moment I walked in, I guess I was expecting it to be kind of stark. I mean, but it's so warm and inviting. I love the colors, definitely the artwork. It looks like there's kind of a progression from the picture of the slave ship over there up until the present time.
Yeah, there is, because it had to be about more than the food. I mean, the food, while not so academic, is very important, that you have good tasting food. But once you put the term soul in front of it, that connotates pretty much the culture.
Sure.
I wanted to show not only where the food came from, but where the people came from, behind the food, the story behind the food. And so, whether it was starting with the mask, knowing that you were once royalty, kings and queens, to being broadly. People have asked me, that's a rather bold picture for a restaurant. Do you think it puts off the business? And to that, I've gone into some of the finer French restaurants, Asian restaurants, and I've never once looked around and said, it's too Asian in here, I can't possibly.
Right, absolutely.
So, this is the people, this is the food.
Yeah.
And so, it must tell a story, and the culture does. I was, ironically enough, I was watching the movie Panther with some friends of mine, and my wife's sister said, well, it was an okay film, but I didn't like the plot. I said, I'm pretty sure they didn't either. I'm pretty sure they would have liked to have seen a rewrite.
That's right.
Or
That's right.
double picture too. And so, the pictures are very real because it's very real things that happen.
That's right. It's history. Yep. So, well, let's talk about marketing strategies. What kinds of things I can tell you just from a personal standpoint, word of mouth has already gotten to me that your food is just incredible. So besides word of mouth, what have been some of the marketing techniques that you've used?
Well, for me, fortunately enough, there was a small following at some of the other restaurants that I've been chef de cuisine at places like the Lauren Cafe, Cafe of the Croix, Goodfellas and so forth. And so developing a particular clientele list that have followed me from restaurant to restaurant is great.
Okay.
And then when it was time for me to open my own, having those patrons come, but really, for the most part, it really has been word of mouth.
Really?
It's one of those things where, for us, luckily enough, it was at the right time. Sure, there were other so-called soul food places, Sally's and Lucille's and so forth, but nothing that I thought, and nothing against them, but nothing that I thought really spoke about the entire culture.
Right, absolutely. Even your menu kind of speaks that, the fact that you kind of infused the Cajun, aspect.
And to bring it from, there's a difference between cooked food in a restaurant versus chefs who are trying to reinvent or create cuisine. I'm trying to bring this cuisine into the mainstream.
Okay.
I think that as blacks, our food tends to have an inferiority complex, that we are gifted. Oh, I can do that at home. It's not a big deal. Well, there are French farmers eating peasant food that they're calling French Nouveau downtown. It had to come from home. What we know as a French niçoise salad is really a farmer's salad that they took lettuce, tomato, and olives, and they mixed a can of tuna in it. They put it in a Tupperware container and sent it out to the fields to the French farmer. Now we call this French niçoise salad here ahi tuna with